In many situations, duration and musical pitch are inseparably linked. For example, consider this excerpt from one of my compositions. If we reduce playback speed to 2/3, the duration of the sample increases, but pitch is also affected. This happens because pitch is a perceptual experience based primarily on frequency, and frequency is just a measure of vibrational cycles per second. So if we stretch the sample, cycles get longer, and therefore frequency and our sense of pitch decrease. But we can unlink these two parameters using the fast Fourier transform, or FFT, to perform a spectral analysis and resynthesis of a sound, allowing us to do phase vocoder things like pitch-neutral time stretching and spectral freezing. Specifically, we'll use PV_playBuff and PV_recordBuff. These are two UGens that are part of the SC3 plugins extension package, which does need to be downloaded and installed separately. Instructions in the video description if you need them. These UGens behave a lot like regular recordBuff and playBuff, but the buffer they use contains FFT analysis data instead of data that directly represents the waveform. So first, we're going to set a few important FFT parameters. The FFT size is the number of samples in one analysis window. It has to be a power of 2. For time stretching applications, a relatively high value like 8192 usually works well, but you can drop down to 4096 or 2048 and it'll probably still sound okay. For the hop size, I like 0.25. This means analysis windows overlap by a factor of 4, which helps produce a smooth resynthesis. And for the windowing envelope, 0 is a sine window, 1 is a Hahn window. Slightly different, but both reasonable choices, and you can experiment and pick which one you like better. So next, we're going to allocate a buffer that will hold the analysis data. The correct size for this buffer depends on the duration of the original sample and also on the FFT parameters we chose. So we're going to apply calcPVRecSize to the buffer duration and also provide the FFT size and hop size. If your source file is monophonic, you can run this line as is, but I'm dealing with a stereo file, so I need an array of 2 analysis buffers, 1 for each channel. So I'll wrap this line in curly braces and duplicate with exclam2. Finally, 2 UGen functions, one with PVRecordBuff to analyze and record the FFT data, and the other with PVPlayBuff to read and resynthesize the audio signal from the data. So in the first function, we begin by generating an audio signal of the original sample. LocalBuff provides space for the FFT class to actually perform the calculations. Again, we need 2 of them because we're working in stereo. And PVRecordBuff records the analysis data into F. 0 at the end just to make sure the output is silent. Now keep in mind this analysis doesn't happen instantaneously. In fact, in this particular case, we need to read through the entire file in real time to complete the analysis, but you can easily monitor the progress on the node tree to see when it's finished. If we plot F, we can see there's data and it does not directly represent the waveform, but instead indirectly represents it as spectral analysis data. In our second function, another pair of local buffs for FFT calculation. PVPlayBuff reads the data from F. We include a rate argument for real-time control, and IFFT is the inverse operation that resynthesizes a waveform from the data, producing a signal we can actually send to our speakers. These lines below change the rate as the function plays. 0 creates a spectral freeze effect. Positive values that are close to 0 will creep slowly through the file, producing a smeared and dreamy effect. And negative numbers will play through the file backward. Lots of variations to explore, but that's the basic technique, and hopefully that gives you a good starting point. Shout out to Josh Parmenter. He's a composer, performer, and longtime SuperCollider developer who created these excellent UGens and many other SuperCollider extensions. And a very special shout out and thanks to my supporters on Patreon who generously help make these videos possible. Thank you all so very much. I hope you enjoyed this mini tutorial. If you did, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.